Tropical Storm Cindy already responsible for one death as it gets ready to make landfall near Louisiana.
Terror attack in Michigan. A man stabs a cop in the neck, and that officer is fighting for his life.
A man sent home from work for wearing shorts is allowed back in a dress.
Nightside, I'm Carolina Leid.
And I'm Katie McCall. While you might have had to dodge some rain this evening, Tropical Storm Cindy is dumping rain from the Panhandle into Texas. Nightside reporter Bo Zimmer is in Golden Meadow, Louisiana, just south of New Orleans, where they are bracing for the worst of Cindy.
We're here along Louisiana State Road 1. It's the only way in or out of Grand Isle and the rest of Louisiana low country. This highway was underwater for much of the day, not because of heavy rain, but because of a high tide that was pushed over the highway by strong tropical force winds.
Well, I don't want to float off because it's rising.
Further towards the coast, heavy rains and high surf pounded the beaches, causing flash flooding from Texas to the Florida Panhandle. In Biloxi, a waterspout came ashore, taking down large tree branches.
Terrible. And I thought it was the end of the world, because, that was so loud.
And it's anything but easy in New Orleans, where at least 4 inches of rain flooded the streets.
I want to ask the public and our citizens to stay alert and to be prepared.
Tropical Storm Cindy is expected to make landfall further to our west near the Louisiana state line and drop more rain throughout the evening and into Thursday along a wide area of the Gulf Coast from Florida to Texas. In Lafourche Parish, Louisiana, Bo Zimmer, 10 News.
The storm is being blamed for one death, a 10-year-old boy visiting the coast of Alabama with his family. A huge log carried by storm surge hit him in the head while he was standing outside a condo on the beach. A horrible accident, but another reminder to always listen to warnings when it comes to storms. I'm here now with meteorologist Bobby Deskins. The images are just frightening when you look at them.
So many threats out there, and just try and stay out of the water as much as you can at that particular time. Things are getting better in and around the New Orleans area. The highest winds and heaviest rains now are actually west of there out towards Houston, believe it or not. Look at this right here on the map. You can see there's Houston. This is the highest wind level right in this area here. And basically we're going to keep this storm moving to the north-northwest, and there is the border between Texas and Louisiana, and it looks like the storm's going to try and come in right there. Lake Charles, Louisiana is about right here. So you can see New Orleans, earlier they had more east to northeast winds that were blowing a lot of water up in there. Things have come down, the wind has come down, so it's improving. Still watching this area in the panhandle, western panhandle of Florida, back out just east of New Orleans, because we still have some moisture to come up. I think it's the western panhandle of Florida that sees more rain than anything else. The wind, there it is. You can see where it is right now. Those are tropical storm force winds in the yellow. Watch as it moves on shore overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. This is about 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think it makes landfall around 5 o'clock and then weakens as it moves up towards the north and the east. Now, there's some moisture on the backside that we're dealing with, but we're going to be drying up over the next couple of days. I'll talk about that in my forecast.
Bobby, thank you. If you had a 4-year-old who had just witnessed a man that she knew being shot 7 times by a police officer, you might expect the child's mother to be consoling her. But we have some newly released video that is as surprising as it is heartbreaking. Last week, we told you the police officer who shot and killed Minneapolis driver Philando Castile during a traffic stop was found not guilty. So here's some video. This is the child. You can see her get out of the backseat of that car and running into the arms of another police officer. The new video shows what happened while that little girl and her mother were sitting in the back seat of a squad car. That's them right there. Diamond Reynolds' daughter is comforting her and praying for Diamond's boyfriend, Philando Castile. Neither mom nor her child knew he was already dead.
Mom, please help Sam customers are screaming because I don't want you to get shielded.
Okay, give me a kiss.
I could keep her safe.
It's okay, I got it, okay? I can't believe they just did that.
I wish this town was safer. I don't want it to be like this anymore.
Police eventually removed Diamond Reynolds' handcuffs so she could actually comfort and hold her daughter. They were in the backseat of that car for 45 minutes until an officer drove them to a nearby police station for questioning. Officer Geronimo Yanez says Castile kept reaching for his gun after Castile explained to him that he had a gun in the car during the traffic stop. In the dashcam video released yesterday, you can hear Castile telling the officer he was not taking the weapon out.
A Confederate monument in downtown Tampa is staying right where it is. Commissioners voted 4-3 today to keep it outside the old courthouse. The monument was built in 1911 with funds raised by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. It was moved to this particular spot in 1950. Commissioners also decided to put up a diversity mural next to the statue. Thousands of you watched live on our Facebook page as a packed room listened to the debate on this very issue. Tonight, I got some strong opinions about the decision.
They should just keep it up. It's not hurting anything. Just the people that don't want it up. It's sad that people want it to be removed, you know, when it's part of history.
I think it causes divide. Anything that causes divide inside this country, with all things going on inside this country, I think it's a bad thing.
Part of history, and we're not changing it, not advocating it, not in favor of it, but it's just a monument.
So the people I spoke to today work in that area and see that statue every day. The majority of you who joined me on Facebook Live tonight said you are happy it's staying right where it is.
Women earn on average 80% of the income that men take home, and it's estimated that the gender gap will continue until, and this is a stunner, 2059. That's 42 more years. It isn't fair, but it's true. 10 News reporter Garen Flowers shows us some gender-based stereotypes and the impact they may have where you work.
I'm Garen with the news, and I want to know if you didn't mind giving a crack at this riddle.
Father and son are in a horrible car crash that kills the dad.
The son is rushed to hospital just as he's about to go under the knife.
And the surgeon says, I can't operate.
The boy is my son.
Often when I'm out reporting, I mention a job title, but not a gender, and someone will automatically fill in the blanks, assuming it's a man or woman, something all of us have probably done one time or another. So I'm out to challenge our thinking.
The grandfather? No.
Stepson.
So it has to be God.
You really have a good angle on my confused face. I can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out?
No.
I don't know. That's crazy.
I have no idea. Sperm donor. I don't know.
We posed this riddle to 15 people. While there could be a couple choices, the point is to prove a woman could also be the surgeon. Only 2 gave that answer.
His mom. I grew up in Chicago. I don't really never know the difference between man, women, working, color, nothing.
People assume that surgeons are men.
Yeah, and because it talks about male figures throughout the whole riddle.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't even thinking about that.
What about the surgeon being the mom, being a woman?
Oh my gosh. Duh. Here we are. Yeah.
On a different day, we spoke to 15 more people, but this time changed one word, surgeon to nurse. And this is what happened.
His mom. Mother.
Yeah. Has to be his mother.
It looks like his mother.
Is it the mama? Right.
Wife, rather.
His mother.
It's not that hard.
There was nothing that frightened me, and so I just jumped in.
It's a really wonderful profession. I'm Steven. I'm going to be your nurse today for a little while.
You always pretty.
Ashley Butler and Stephen Winglass work in fields mostly dominated by the opposite sex. They hope talking about it helps you realize there should be no gender assigned to any job in America.
All right, cool.
Stephen has been a nurse for 3 years at Tampa General Hospital.
You know, coming in, there's always stigmas that are against you. But I feel like, for the most part, it's very warm, very accepting.
And Ashley.
If I could go back to the days where I could just work on cars all day, it'd be perfect.
Always liked taking things apart and putting them back together. One day, she got the opportunity of a lifetime.
So a meeting at a Panera Bread, standing in line, turned into now a 10-year career.
Navigating a heavily male-dominated field as the franchise owner of an auto shop.
We got to be twice as good. We got to show up better. We just got to have a better presentation. We can't fumble the ball as much as our male counterparts.
Sexism and inequality are still major problems in America. I wondered if this subconscious mindset of assigning genders to jobs adds to those issues.
I think it's because of our history, and I think it's the way our generations before us have grown up. So back in the day, my mother used to tell me, you know, we only had the choice of career of flight attendant, teacher, and nurse. And as the years have progressed, then it's become more of a, you know, you would say equal opportunity, a woman's world.
None of us are perfect, but next time you hear doctor, lawyer, teacher, babysitter, CEO, and so on, don't assume who's behind the title. For that second round of street interviews where we changed surgeon to nurse, 8 people quickly said the mother, 2 gave another option, and 5 said they didn't know. But everyone altogether answered this one a lot faster than the other. Garen Flowers, 10 News.